Hi guys, my name is Adriana Galvin. I am a Reiki Master Teacher in Chicago. I have been practicing for about 3 years now, around the same time when I was introduced to Young Living Essential Oils. And I just wanted to take a little bit of time today to kind of explain to you some of the things I've learned over the years, especially as it relates to energy work, crystals, essential oils, and just setting intentions. One of the focuses, I thought we could focus first with energy and how energy is everywhere. It's in our bodies, it's in our thoughts. You may have heard of the law of attraction, that which we think of, we create. There's a lot of energy just floating all around us. It's in the trees, especially in crystals and essential oils. So this is all high vibration, good stuff. And of course, there's also low vibration, but what we're going to be talking about here is just kind of amplifying and elevating all the high vibration that's within our reach, including within ourself and our mind. So what I'm going to do is just kind of go through I thought the best way to do this, excuse me, is to work through the 7 chakras in the body. And chakras are energy sources that we have. There's many of them, but most, I guess, common ones are the 7, and we're going to talk about them right now. And I'm going to just kind of review with you some of the crystals that are, or stones that are good for them, for those different chakras, as well as essential oil blends. And as I'm going through it, definitely you might hear some sirens outside. I live on a very, very busy street, so hopefully it's not too loud. But let's get started, I guess. So for the first chakra, which is the root chakra, then this is what's at the base of the spine. And the color associated with the root chakra is red. So you want to think, grounding, earth, survival. So it's like our very most basic needs. That's our root chakra. And the stones that are associated with the root chakra are like tiger's eye, hematite, which I actually have right here, if you can see it or not. It's a really pretty, like, shiny gray stone. Uh, Another one is fire agate and black tourmaline. But since I have the hematite, I just thought I'd just focus on this one for a second. Now, the interesting thing about these darker stones, like, when you think of root chakra, we said red, but you can also think of like dark black or dark gray stones as well. This is incredibly helpful for absorbing negative energy in your space. It can calm you in times of stress or worry. It's a great stone just to kind of keep you grounded. I know I carry it with me when I know I'm going to be in a situation where I might be a lot of toxic energy or just a lot of nervous energy around me. I'd like to carry this dark stone, a hematite stone, smoky quartz, or even like I said, mentioned tiger's eye. I like to carry it with me before I enter those situations, and it's just you feel this really grounding energy coming from it. And one thing when we're working on our root chakra is I guess we're going to also talk about essential oils. So the blends that are good for the root chakra would be like myrrh, patchouli, vetiver, frankincense is really good. You want to think of these kind of like grounding oils. And when you're putting them together, you can either diffuse them or you can, put them in a blend. I actually wanted to show you, this is a really good way of doing it. Just put some, a carrier oil inside of a glass bottle like this, and you can add the blends to a carrier oil. You can do just one, or if you wanted to do a mix of those that I just mentioned. But what's really helpful is if you can put like little gemstone chips inside of the glass. Like if you have, I don't know about hematite would be a good one, but any kind of the ones that I mentioned for the root chakra, you can just throw them in there. And like in this one, for example, I have rose essential oil and orange because I thought they were kind of romantic and uplifting. And I also included, a little bit of rose petals in it and rose quartz. So this is a good way if you wanted to focus on your root chakra. You just, get your blend together and, rub your hands and it's got the mineral in it, it's got the essential oils, and just kind of like set that affirmation. And one of the affirmations that I use for actually the root chakra is, I am safe, I am centered, I am grounded, and I am strong. And this is all stuff that kind of like sets you into the earth and kind of just you almost feel like your spine aligning when you set these intentions. So it's really, really powerful to do, especially when you're feeling kind of like, you know, out of sorts lately or more in your head than you are in your body. You really want to set yourself, ground yourself into the earth. And so the root chakra is very, very important. And that's what, those are the essential oils and the crystals that you would use for that. So the second one is the sacral chakra, and this is just below the navel. It's the color orange, and it's for desire, creativity, sexuality, fertility. And so one of the stones that's used a lot for this is like carnelian, because it's like a red stone, or well, red orange stone. Moonstone's also really good, and coral. But I'm going to focus actually on carnelian, and I don't think I. Oh, wait, I do have a carnelian here. Is that a carnelian? I have actually a little bag of stones. You can find these on Amazon or any kind of like healing shop, but these come in really, really handy. And I use them a lot on my clients when I'm doing Reiki work on them, just set the crystals, the different stones. So here we are. Here's carnelian. And so carnelian, it's a stone of vitality and motivation. It really gets your creativity going. It gives you courage. It kind of just dispels any kind of like low self-esteem that you may be feeling, because we hold a lot of that in our sacral chakra, insecurities. There's so much that we hold inside of us there. So when you choose the carnelian or whatever stone that's good for the sacral chakra, and you can also look these up online, there's so many different ones. It's sort of the rule of thumb is to go with the color of the chakra. So since orange is for sacral, we're going to use carnelian. The blends that are really good for this are, rose, sandalwood, ginger, jasmine, clary sage. Kind of I like to see them as kind of romantic, smells kind of just floral, or I mean you're kind of getting into a little bit of the grounding with the sandalwood, but you can get like a good blend going with those. And the affirmation that I use for this particular chakra is. And it varies, you kind of go with what your intuition is. And that's something I also wanted to touch on is, when we set intentions, that's kind of where the magic happens as well. So it's, when there's so much power within setting your intentions, and it could be your thoughts or just vocalizing it. I mean, I don't think we give it as much credit as we should, the power of our thoughts and our words. But for this particular one, I just kind of jotted down these thoughts that come to mind often when I work on my sacral chakra, and that is: I am a sensual, creative being. I am radiant. I am beautiful, and I am strong. Again, this is like this strong thing I think is really important, especially for the lower chakras, because you're setting the grounding, the root. So that's what I like to use for the sacral chakra. The third one is the solar plexus chakra, and this is, I have to admit, this is one of my weakest ones. So the color for that is yellow, and it's generally in the stomach area. And well, no, it is in the stomach area, and this is where we hold our power, our strength, but it's also where we hold our fear too, and anger and insecurities as well. People with, if you have digestive issues, it could be as common as just having your solar plexus out of sorts. You just kind of have to balance them out. So that's one thing that I like to focus on, especially when I'm feeling like, this tightening in my stomach. Like, what is happening? Where is this coming from? We also hold our intuition inside of our, our gut. Like they say, you trust your gut. All that is part of the solar plexus. But for that, it's like there's the stones are malachite, citrine, topaz. Well, this one I have is citrine here. So it's a yellow stone. It's really pretty. And this is also known as a stone of abundance. So abundance and prosperity, right? So this is something that I like to carry around in my wallet, a citrine, because, hey, who doesn't want more money, right? So this is about, also, motivation and just being who you are, and kind of like letting your inner self, or the goddess within you, like soar and roar. So that's kind of the solar plexus area. It helps with depression, with any kind of negative thoughts you might be having, or just kind of emotional imbalance. A citrine crystal is fantastic for all of that. And the blends that I use for that, they vary, but you're good with like cedar wood, lemon, grapefruit, It says here juniper. I haven't tried juniper yet in any of my blends, but that's another one, as well as like black pepper. So that's, just things like where you can just feel like that strengthening inside of you. And like I said, again, you can put them in a little like glass jar with some essential oil, or just diffuse them, or just put one or two of them, put it, on your belly or on your wrists, and just the intentions that I like to do. Actually, what I like to do a lot, I have this really big citrine. I don't think I have it with me right here, but it's a big citrine, and I put it just above my belly button. Sorry guys, somebody's in trouble out there. I put it right above my belly button, and I set the affirmation. It's I love and accept myself, I honor myself, and I stand up for myself, and I honor the power within me. So this is very, very, I think, I guess the only word I can think of is empowering, is to set those intentions as you focus on your belly button, or you're right above your belly button, set that, intention with those essential oils. So yeah, we need to be more strong and creative, and, proud of who we are and what we believe in. So that's my little spiel on the solar plexus. Moving up is the heart chakra. And the heart chakra is really interesting too, because it's, where you can imagine it's your heart or chest. The colors associated are green or pink. It has to do with love, relationships, but we also carry grief in our heart chakra, or like childhood trauma sometimes is in our heart chakra. So it's really important that we take care of our heart, that we're kind to ourselves, and that we check in here. So the stones associated with that are rose quartz, jade, and green calcite. Oh, and also green tourmaline. I have a beautiful rose quartz here, and it's actually shaped like a heart. So, really, it's perfect. Uh, Setting the intention here. Well, first of all, rose quartz is just a beautiful stone. It's a stone of love. It's forgiveness. It helps release stress. It's deals with a lot of issues, or negative emotions that you might be holding on to. It's just a beautiful, beautiful stone. Just holding it, kind of, you feel like this love radiating from it. So what I like to do is just kind of, put it over my heart or in my pocket or just somewhere, and I just like to, just take it in. And the essential oil blends for this are geranium, rose, lang lang, jasmine, bergamot. So all the beautiful kind of romantic, I like to say romantic essential oils you can diffuse, or again put them in your little glass jar. And the intention that I like to set for this one is I am worthy to receive love. I release that which is no longer which no longer serves me for my highest and greatest good. And that's a really important affirmation, and I think it's something that I know I'm guilty of forgetting at times. And we sometimes are very hard on ourselves, and sometimes we just need to forgive ourselves, and we need to release that which is no longer serving us. So if there are self-limiting beliefs that we hold on to ourselves, rose quartz and those essential oils kind of help to give us the courage to let those go. And so I think it's a very beautiful exercise to do this, especially when you're feeling down about something. If there's a relationship that's kind of causing you some strife, this is just energetically a beautiful way to send that person love, but also send yourself love. And you don't have to be together in order to release. You can just release them and just, like I said, wish them well, and remember that that you're releasing for the highest and greatest good for yourself and for that person as well. Because you always want to be in a high vibration, because the higher the vibration, well, just the more, I think, the better you'll feel. Really, that's like the biggest thing, I think, for me. And also the more you attract. It is very, very powerful how the higher our vibration, the more beautiful things that come into our life. So it's definitely a rewarding experience. So I highly recommend that affirmation. The fifth chakra is the throat chakra, and that's at the base of the throat, and it's communication, but it's also our fear of speaking up. I know I'm also sometimes experience a weakness with that, so it's really important that I focus on that at times. The stones associated with that are lapis, turquoise, aquamarine. So I have here, I think this is, yeah, this is, they're all looking alike now. This is excuse me, lapis. I mean, you can hear my cat now. He's getting involved. So the blends associated with this are blue chamomile, excuse me, rosemary, peppermint, and basil, cypress, excuse me, myrrh. It's also a good one. So you, like I said, you can look up, and there's a couple other ones as well that come up. You just kind of have, and also these blends are important, but also trust your intuition. Like if you feel like you're having problems with communicating, but you've been thinking lately of Palo Santo, I mean, then that's probably what you need to use to connect with opening that chakra up. Your intention or what you feel in your heart is pretty much always correct. So go with what you feel and what resonates with you. These are merely kind of suggestions, I think, that are just people have written about. So the affirmation for the throat chakra is, I have a right to speak my truth, and I express gratitude towards my life. So these are very commanding, powerful, words. And it kind of just helps open things up a little bit. I think, sometimes we feel like we have to remain quiet, especially when we're in certain situations where we don't feel like we have, I don't know, the right to speak. And I think these affirmations are really good to kind of just open up this chakra and kind of realize, hey, yeah, what I have to say is important. I shouldn't have fear. So they all work together, because obviously that's also connected to the solar plexus, which houses the fear, and then the throat chakra, which is where you're vocalizing and releasing that which you're holding inside of you. So that's the throat chakra. The sixth chakra is the third eye chakra, and I think this is my favorite because, I don't know, I just think I'm kind of one of those people that are out there. So the third chakra is right in the forehead. It's right between the eyes, and the color is indigo, and this is intuition. And I think what's beautiful about this to me is that more and more people are tapping into their intuition, and especially I think women, we're really trusting it and going with it. And I think it's marvelous because once you start learning how to trust it, you're amazed at what you'll pick up in a situation just by walking into a room. You'll right away know, whoa, don't go near that person. They're having a bad day, or oh, this person looks, like they're having a good day. I want to go towards them and feel their energy and stuff. So you'll just know intuitively, or just pick up, you'll dream, dreaming things that you'll find out. Oh my gosh, I was totally that sounds like that feels like a dream I had a few days ago, or just somebody communicating with you telepathically, and then they're calling you like the next second. So third eye activities is beautiful. I think it's just amazing. When the stronger it becomes, I think the more and more confident we become in it, it's just going to make it better for everybody. So the third eye stones are amethyst, fluorite, and it looks like there's purple stone. So I'm going to talk about actually amethyst. And this is actually my favorite stone lately, and it's an amethyst with a little crystal thing poking out of it. And so anyway, so with this, you can also, if this is too big, you can use a smaller one. I mean, I just like to have that one because it's big and beautiful. But you can also work on the small amethyst. And the amethyst is great, like for insomnia, for your nervous system, just balancing out your chakras in general, like third eye opening as well. I like to carry this stone because I love the color purple. It's like my favorite. So it's just a good vibration. And the blends associated with this for the third chakra are so it's like clary sage, rosemary, Hello Christensen comes up, lemon. It's not on here, but I know that frankincense is a very, very powerful third eye opener, for at least in my personal experience, as well as Palo Santo. I've had a really good experience with Palo Santo as well. And rose, of course, you can't go wrong with rose. It's such a beautiful, high vibration essential oil. So if you do have some, or if you know somebody that does, you can just get a little bit, put it in, and just use it when you're meditating and focusing on your third eye chakra. So the affirmation for this, and I sometimes I just lie down on my bed and I just put an amethyst on my third eye, or even like a clear quartz crystal, which I'll talk about in a second. But clear quartz crystal is like the stone, but we'll get to that in a second. So the amethyst stone, the intention I set is I trust my intuition, I can see clearly, and I can almost like another affirmation that I say is I embrace the interconnectedness I feel towards all of humanity and all living beings because we are all connected. Um, as people, even like plants, animals, we're all part of the universe and we are all connected. And so I like to set that intention of like this oneness and clarity and basically getting outside of myself and seeing the bigger picture. And that's really, I think, therapeutic, at least for me. So that's the third eye. The crown chakra, which is the top of the head, is the color violet. And it's also clear as well. But this is where you're connecting with your higher self. And this is where the clarity really comes in. And for those that meditate, I'm sure you've probably experienced this feeling of kind of being out of your body where you're kind of like, you don't know where you went, but you know you were in your body. This is all the crown chakra, the higher self, which is, our soul, another way of saying it. And we're just connecting to that place or that energetic, I guess, force. And so with the crown chakra, there's selenite, clear quartz, diamonds. Also amethyst comes up, but I like to use clear quartz a lot. And this is another one. It's hard to decide which is my favorite crystal, but I love this one. This is a clear quartz crystal. And so, one thing that you can do is just kind of, just meditate with it. I've even done it where I've put it like I'm lying down and I just kind of have it like, by my crown chakra. And the essential, well, I'm going to get with the essential oils first. The essential oils, again, is frankincense, really good one, jasmine, rose, neroli comes up. And the affirmation I use for the crown chakra is I honor the divine within me, I love and accept myself, and I live in the present moment. And I think that's really important. Kind of connects everything together, especially to say you're living in the present moment and honoring the divine within us because we are all divine, beautiful beings, and we are worthy of love and just everything that life wants to give us. And so this is a really powerful affirmation. I wanted to touch base a little bit about clear crystal quartz. So it's considered the master healer stone because what it does is, it's just a beautiful stone. It amplifies the intention, the energy that you're putting out there. So it also protects against negativity. Some can even say like protection as well, like from absorbing negative energy. And so, you can't go wrong with having a clear crystal quartz. And I carry one with me all the time. I have one in my wallet as well. I carry it in my pocket. They're beautiful to look at as well. And it's just to, if you wanted to set an intention, you can say, they call it program your crystals. So it is my intention that this crystal, when I hold it, will, I'm setting the intention that it's going to be, help me with my health. It'll help me with, financial prosperity and just kind of setting these intentions with the crystals. And they're beautiful. They come from earth. They have such high vibration, high vibes, and they really can't do you any wrong. They're just beautiful. And so I like to really work with clear quartz a lot. I collect a lot of crystals in general, but clear quartz is a beauty, and it's just a very pure, amplifying, energy that comes from it. And it's also important when you go crystal shopping, and you might hear this from other sources as well. But it's important to to trust your intuition. When you're looking at a shop, what I like to do, I just like to pass my hands, over crystals or stones. And it's funny because you don't, sometimes you could think that sounds silly, but there have been many, many, many times where I'm just like, oh my gosh, this crystal wants to come home with me, and I'll just feel this heat in the palm of my hand, or this like inner knowing, like, okay, we're supposed to be best buddies here, so I'm taking you home with me. And so that as much as you're choosing the crystal or any kind of mineral you're taking, they're also choosing you as well. So this is a special relationship that you have with your stones. And I know for all of mine, I know exactly where I've gotten them from, and just um, and the way the relationship that I have with them. So it's really cool, and again, it comes from the earth. They're just um, a good way to help heal yourself. So I think that's it as far as like crystals and chakras and essential oils. A little bit of energy, I think I touched base on, and you know, uh, I welcome you to keep doing more research on this and seeing what you come up with. And if you have any questions or any comments, please feel free to leave them. I'm always uh, excited to talk about this kind of stuff, so I would love to hear what you have to say. Another thing that I think I kind of have fun with is talking about selenite. This is the last piece I'll talk about. So selenite is a calcite stone, and it's one of the few stones or crystals that needs to be cleansed. So a lot of crystals you need to like cleanse them, and there's different methods for doing it, but this is the only one that's pretty much self-cleansing. So one little quick tip I wanted to share with you guys. For releasing any kind of negative energy around you, this is fantastic. And all you have to do really is just kind of grab the crystal and just kind of like pass it through your body. And I could actually feel that feels really great. And just like kind of sweep it through and just do it, wherever you feel like you're called to do it. And just kind of like sweep it through and release it. It works sort of the same way as sage when you smudge. And so, but this is, only a selenite crystal. So these are great to carry in your pocket or to have, with you, like if you have in a toxic work environment, put it at your desk. I mean, it's just really simple and just kind of, feels good to use. So just wanted to share that quick tip with you. And when you are looking for crystals, do your research if you can, because not all not all crystal shops are alike, and so you just want to make sure you're paying for what you're getting, and that's really important as well. So, anyways, I think that's it, guys. It's been a pleasure. I look forward to hearing from you, and yeah, let's stay in touch. All right, ciao, bye.